Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. In today's video I'll be showing you my entire hammered coin collection for 2025. What we'll do now is we'll zoom in and I'll bring them up to the camera one by one, beginning with my oldest and actually the oldest coin in the Bits and Bobs collection. This is an Athelred II penny, as we can see here, and he reigned from 978 to 1016. So this coin is over 1,000 years old. Now I've talked at length on this coin in other videos, as I have with all these coins, so I won't dwell too long on each one, but it is just absolutely mind-boggling to me to think of this man right here, whose portrait remains pretty clear on this coin after over 1,000 years. This coin has survived every single piece of history this country has gone through in the last millennia. There's some amazing sort of thought behind this coin of how well and how long it has survived, and it is a very nice coin indeed, from Athelred II, a monarch you don't hear too much about. So there's that one. The second one, and then some of them are in these little coin flippity-doodahs. So this is a Henry II halfpenny, 1154 to 1189, from a time when halfpennies were actually pennies cut in half, so quite literally a half penny. And you can see there the bottom of his face, sort of an eye, a nose, and the scepter here to the left. And it is quite a cool coin, and my only coin from Henry II. Then we have this, a King John penny, 1199 to 1216, and these are still absolutely ancient coins when you think of how much history and how much age these coins have. So there is King John. You can kind of see the portrait. It is a bit hard to see some of these ones that are a bit darkened, but I think you can still sort of make out the face there of King John. And this is a short cross penny, as we can see there, a bit cut and a bit clipped to this side, but still you can see that short cross design. We then move on to Henry III. This is a penny from 1216 to 1272 and has a great portrait of Henry III. We can see there pretty much all the detail we need to make out that is Henry III. And again, this is a short cross type for the pennies. The penny is sort of the most common hammered coin you will find for these early hammered coins. So that's the first row. On to the second row. Speeding up a little bit now because there's quite a few actually, to be fair. Henry III halfpenny, 1216 to 1272. So it's again a penny like before, but as is a halfpenny, this one has been cut in half. We then come on to Edward I. So he had a big recoinage in his reign between 1272 to 1307, making the coins pretty common. So as we can see here, Edward I, pennies especially, are very common with the new long cross design now. So I'm sure you will have heard of and will recognise a long cross design from many hammered coins, as that was brought in by Edward I. I also have an Edward I halfpenny. He introduced actual halfpennies. This one is sort of terrible, so you can't really see the design, but what you can see is it's a coin in and of itself, so it's not just half of a penny anymore. It is now actually its own coin for the halfpenny, which is pretty cool. We then have an Edward II coin. This is a penny from his reign there. This is actually a lovely condition one, and I will get this one out just to see, because sometimes the reflection is a bit hard to see things with. This is a bit more of a tangible coin. Some of the other ones are quite delicate. But there is Edward II, a lovely example of a long cross penny. And just to feel and sort of use that in the hand, just imagine using this 800 years ago to buy your loaf of bread or whatever, like kind of thing, in medieval times. So amazing history to all of these hammered coins. One of the main reasons we here at Bits and Bobs do love a hammered coin. This is an Edward II farthing. So again, the same time because it's Edward II. But again, look at this amazing piece of history here. So small. There's the portrait. Such a small piece of coinage. And yet that has just survived for basically 700 years. Then on to Edward III, a very long reign of 50 years. Not the greatest portrait in my collection. It's not too bad here. This is a penny, although it's quite clipped, so it is quite small. Lots of the legend has been clipped off, but we can still see quite a lot of detail to this Edward III penny. Then on to Edward IV. So Edward IV penny, 1461 to 1483. And now this is probably there's a few bad ones in the collection, as in bad that you can't really see much. This side has a bit more detail, but like I say, you really can't see too much detail to this coin. but it is just, again, the history side of things with 600 years. Here we have King Henry V, England's greatest warrior king. I won't go too much into the history of these monarchs because we're looking at the coins today. 1413 to 1422, so that is actually out of order there. So we'll quickly swap that one round. 1413 to 1422, Henry V. Now, on first glance, it doesn't look too good. But if we get the right sort of angle and zoom in, you can sort of make out quite a decent face of King Henry V there. That's the obverse, and then to the reverse, the standard sort of long cross design. A bit battered, a bit bruised, but still very nice coin after all these centuries. So we've done the Edward IV one now, that's now in the right order. On to Henry VI. So this is a Henry VI halfpenny of 1422 to 1471. There he is. So a smaller portrait. So quite a zoomed out portrait of Henry VI there on a very small coin. But actually, apart from this gap or this chunk that's been cut out or lost, it is actually a very nice condition coin. To be quite honest with you, you can see all the details just a bit worn over in terms of a general bit of wear, but quite nice. Then we have a Henry VII half groat. So that is a 2p coin, 1485 to 1509. And look at that. Now it is hold, but I love that. Look at not that it's hold, but I love the portrait. I mean, look at that. That is a beauty of a portrait for the coin on this 2p. And then looking to the reverse, we've got the classical double legend used on larger coins. So things like the half groat and groat would have had that double legend in this time period. Very, very cool. Next up we have this coin. I got this quite recently, my newest hammered coin. This is a Henry VIII. So Henry VIII is a very famous monarch. Not everyone would have sort of known about Henry VI. What's he famous for? But most people will know about Henry VIII, the 6 wives, the classical portraits of Henry VIII, very famous. And we'll stay zoomed in here, as you can make out his portrait, or sort of just about make out the portrait there of his facing bust, that iconic facing bust of King Henry VIII. That's the obverse, and then looking to the reverse here, we have a new design. So rather than the long cross for this penny, we still have a long cross, but it is also a shield there. You can just about make out the sort of Tudor shield in the center there. Very cool coin indeed, and again, just to have a coin from these monarchs is quite cool, just to have a Henry VI coin, Henry VII, Henry VIII, and so on. Nice history to be had there. This is a Mary I, so the first Queen of England. This is a Mary I groat of 1553 to 1558. Here we have it. Lovely, lovely coin actually. Look at that. What a beauty. I mean, that is really nicely well preserved. And the part we all want to see, the portrait there we have it. Bloody Mary, Mary I of England. I mean, look at that. There's a bit of a crease through the coins. It probably has been a bit bent at some point in its 500 years of lifetime. But, still, you can see the word Mary there and the legend. A very nice coin indeed. And I'm very happy to have a Mary I coin in my hammered coin collection. Then on to Mary's sister, the very famous Queen Elizabeth I. So I have a few coins of Elizabeth I, as her hammered coins are the most numerous of all hammered coins. This is a groat, and she reigned from 1558 to 1603. So this is a groat. This is pretty terrible condition. There's not really any other way to put it. Very dirty, very beaten up, but we can sort of identify more on the reverse than the obverse there. But, again, a cool coin, and something I'll definitely hang on to for the history. Elizabeth I, 3p here. This is much nicer. Let's zoom in a bit more. So we can see her name there, Elizabeth. A portrait there with the Tudor rose behind. And then looking to the reverse here, this is my first, I think maybe my only dated hammered coin. So we can see 1579. There we go, 1579. So, I mean, you think the 70s was a long time ago. That's the 1970s. This is 400 years before the 70s in the classical way of thinking about it. So some great history there. We have another Elizabeth I 3p. Much worse condition here, and very clipped and a bit, more than a bit damaged. Quite horrid, but it is still, something that's pretty cool to own. I'm definitely sure that not everyone owns a Elizabeth I 3p, so I definitely will be holding on to that one too, although it is a bit bad. This is an Elizabeth I half groat, so again a 2p, a much nicer coin here. We can see the Tudor shield with the cross through to the reverse, and then the obverse has the portrait there of Elizabeth, and then there's 2 dots behind her we can just see, and that is of course as it is a 2p coin, so there's 2 dots. So that is the first page of my sort of folder of hammered coins. So on to the second page. The first one is this, Beauty. Now, I will very quickly interject here with what is the best way to store these, because I do like them in this, because it's quite a nice way to display things in the coin flips. But also, when they're in these little pouches, I can get them out, so I'm able to actually touch and hold them, which for some of them I wouldn't do because they're fragile. But things like this, I mean, this is quite a chunk of silver. It's quite a nice one to actually hold, rather than hide away in this coin flip. So I don't know what's the best thing to do, so do comment down below how you store your hammered coins. But enough about storage, onto the coins. This is a shilling, so a big hammered coin of James I. We have the shield here to the reverse, but the best part for this coin is his portrait, and look at that. I mean, we can see pretty much all the detail. We've got XII for 12, as a shilling is 12p. The bell mint mark, Jacobus, the Latin for James, and there he is in all his glory on this shilling. Beautiful, beautiful coin indeed. Then on to my last monarch of hammered coins, Charles I. This is a 6p of 1625 to 1649. And like I say, with these ones, I can actually get this out now and not just have a look at it through the plastic, but actually hold it, which I do like to do, but I do prefer the sort of look in the book of the coin flips, so do let me know. We have a bit of a battered coin here, but with the same sort of cross through shield design, and then if you get the light on this correctly, you can see there, I think you can just about see the sort of silhouette portrait of Charles I, and we can also see VI for 6, so that because it is a 6p. So there's that one. Then my very final hammered coin, I have 23 in total, if you've been counting, is a Charles I penny. That's his reign. And this one is, again, one of those sort of really, really battered coins, bit holed, bit clipped, bit dirty. A bit of everything happened to this coin over its 400-year lifetime. But you can kind of see some of the design there. And I'll just keep that one because it is, again, a nice piece of history. So there we go. That is the hammered coin album / folder. Again, like I say, let me know which is the best way to store coins. These coin flips do look quite cool, but I do like to sort of hold them sometimes, so who knows. Anyway, please comment down below your favourite hammered coin of my collection, and do let me know in the comments down below what your best hammered coin in your collection is as well. Please do like and subscribe.